situation with most likely a post-plant available.
Now, Vinny can use the height advantage to peek back down into coffins. Furia with the double AKs, if they get another kill, might make it threatening.
With Mello dropping, though, it's back to even man stances. Taps that P250, chipping away at Henny's bar, but over half. Peek back shot doesn't quite connect against KYE. AK still in play for him. Less so the second one. Vinny can turn back one. No way also involved. KYE tries to transfer, but doesn't quite go all the way with it. Henny keeps control of the round for Imperial. A 4-0 start, but some very expensive ones coming in.
Yeah, definitely not the cleanest of anti-ecos. That actually got quite threatening, that if that kill comes in quickly, they could actually stick the 10-second defuse and win out their first round on CT side. So Furia Academy can be happy with what they've been able to allow themselves, but they need to be able to strike with more. They've got to be able to get their first round, I want to say a lot earlier than the 9th round like they did out of Mirage.
Gun buys in, they're trying to apply this first for Furia. Shot on for Mello especially, lands so well on Phelps. Saw the shoulder, adjusted towards the underpass. Incendiary trying to force Henny backwards or forwards. In the end, he does fall away towards the Woodstack corner. 25 points of health for him, thanks to that Molotov damage. Counter nades will try to return something to the two players that are up there, but Renino and guys are still holding advantage of the players. And Vinny just around this wall trying to change that.
Flash of the half-wall cuts over that smoke, and Brahino does struggle with the duel. Henny actually gets him on the spam, and actually Geyser just goes down to another spam kill. Imperial with 2 kills at top banana, but they don't explode. Instead, they reset.
How has Henny done that? 3v3 for him. 25 HP still for the UEWP player at the moment. Imperial ready to go into this B bomb site. KYE ahead of the curve, heard that drop off. They know that he's on site somewhere. Where's he repositioned to? Back at the pillar, fights on one. Descenti trades it back 2v2.
And now the CTs have got to make a decision on whether they go for this retake or not. They don't have an incendiary, so forcing players in the open is going to be tough. Maybe if a pick grants itself, they can go in for it, but I don't have the best of feelings that they'll work this 2v2.
Another central fountain plant for Imperial here. AK checking position, expecting Serral's in to make his way in from Banana, and he's right to assume so. The AWP watching on Henny's part. Utility was drawn out for a moment. Descenti spotted, burst through. HE down, he's out of the round. No, it bounces off the fountain itself. Never mind on that one. Serral's in, could have had an easy pick. Instead, Henny lands his AWP shot. The AWP of Mello even caught off on the swing. And Imperial keep the streak going. And
that missed HE is actually just cost them the round. If that lands, the retake is probably successful. And this hurts if you're Furia Academy, because we can look at it and say, oh, one of them was an eco and the next one was a gun round. This has been 2 back-to-back rounds in which they had a very good chance of winning it, and it has not come through. That just hurts when you know that notion.
Henny had a ridiculous round right here. 2 on the defensive, but of course the 2 that opened back to a 3 versus 3 that held that banana presence for the Imperial T side. Wonderful sequences from the man. Now he becomes the new No Way. 10-1 on the board, only 5 rounds deep.
Yeah, Furia Academy are going to have some struggles if they're not closing down these late game situations. And for Imperial, this again, similar signs to what happened out in Mirage. Very comfortable, very good showing in the first few rounds of the game.
Swag 7, SMG, best weapons in play for the CT side, and Mello's Deagle's caught first and foremost. Serral's in, hugging the wall in the corner. Buckshot does connect. That's an AK now to work with. Secondary kill against Phelps is going to get landed as well. Furia, once again, forced out an early man advantage. They're going to extend it by 2 as well. KYE with a burst straight through to No Way. He's got another AK to play with.
Now, this is an uncomfortable round now for Imperial. Walk up with the bomb. Vinny could drop it in the middle of the bomb site. Another great multi-frag sequence.
And Henny missing the AWP shot this time. Tech9 is pulled to somehow force out a kill and nearly a second as well against Geyser. Does give chase towards it, back over towards the B bomb side, but it's all distraction play. That bomb's been dropped on the A site, so Henny's going to have to clutch this And it's all time stalling.
Henny might actually just save here in the 1v3. It's probably the right call. There is not going to be much backing whatsoever. And the money's actually in a really awful state.
All that damage that Furia Academy were doing. Round after round after round. Expense continuing to pour in for Imperial. This will be the first one for the CT side at last. A much earlier opening round for them. And this time Imperial do not look quite as threatening. They do not look like the lights out unit we saw on the CT side of Mirage. Threatened by the young Academy squad. They can get 3 AKs into the next.
Just the sequence of the bait that came into the bomb site directly. KYE had a lot of good rounds out of Mirage, but it was Seralzin that probably won that for my eyes. A lot of impact on the drop down, out from the balcony position, good kill onto Phelps, and then get out to pit to deal with Vinny. Now, he has certainly had back-to-back very good maps already.
It's part of the reason why we were so impressed with Furia Academy's returning. One of the 2 players that went 25 kills or more, the other being KYE. Furia encouraging that those guys are currently trying to force the issue out as appropriate.
Yeah, without his impact on especially the first half, it probably would have been 12-0. He was the only guy that won rounds for them to at least make it 9-3.
And kill spread is pretty even across the Furia boards, to the credit of the other guys as well. That HE from Brunino, however, takes the top frag position, extends it against No Way. Casualty found.
And Mello out here at long might be able to set up a bit of bait and switch. Try and drive some of that attention out here to Moto or Library and allow his teammate to tuck in the cubby corner. Imperial are not happy with how round 7's gone down. They need a trade, and there it is for Henny. Very good adjustment.
Swinging a hit, 4-on-4. Bombs on its way now to the B site, but look at the stack that they have in play for Furia Academy. 3 players total.
And they've got no resmoke towards the front side of Banana, though, so there's no util to slow down the T's here.
Guys will just have to stand and fight. Smokes the coffins and cross. Perfectly landed. He's got nothing in this round. It's going to have to come down to his teammates. Brunino back over towards Dark. Phelps actually sneaks behind the smoke and gets Geyser, but Vinny drops the bomb with 11 seconds. The Senti and Co are going to line up for the secondary kill. Phelps gets that pick back, and the Orpamelo, 5 seconds. He's just got to deny that plant right here while blinded Phelps is in the open. Henny is going to hold him off, but I don't think they have it together. The timing came in a little bit too late for Furia. They get their second round.
Imperial do everything right in that scenario. You have to try and recover the situation. You're running into a bit of a trap on B. Obviously, it's undetected. Only we have that info. But to smoke off the boost in CT, to re-aggress out to tree, to get a good pick. Unfortunately, they just lose a little bit too much to the back of the bomb site, don't they? Out towards Dark. That's a very good multi-frag of time stalling and just pure damage for the M4A1S.
Wonderful stuff for Brunino. And again, that pick right there for Vinny. The follow-up casualty for Descendi stalled for enough time. Broken by for the Imperial side. Look at how far forward KYE is playing with. Just sheer confidence to go this far up. Does get punished for it, though.
And Mello with the HE. Without the HE. Furia. And look, they should still at least be able to deal with this round pretty easily. There won't be much in terms of backing in round number 8. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but it's the lack of armor. Henny's the only one that has it.
There's something so comical about missed utility, that's like point blank. Trades are still holding it evens. Very aggressive crossfire from Furia here. Brunino and his M4 Geyser over ahead of the barrels. The AWP will start leaning. Seen the shoulder. Geyser tries to hold off the one trade. Only one trade, though. No way responds. It's Mello versus 2.
Yeah, that B crossfire just gets annihilated, doesn't it? That's very unsuccessful. And for the investment that's coming through here for Imperial, this is not the outcome that you're expecting at all. This is a tough clutch for Mello. Now, if he gets the Incendiary in the right position, either Dark or Nubox, that should be able to present at least one kill.
He's facing in dry for now, no way. Not seen yet. He's considering that prospect to that position. Yep, there goes the Incendiary. He could be a dead man. In the open, shot down. Where's Henny? Last player left, trying to bait him out. Shoulders against, but does get caught up on the geometry. So Henny lands the kill and brings home 6 for Imperial.
And unfortunately for Furia, they just haven't taken the chances that have been given to them. This could very easily be a 4-4 scoreline. And at that point, I would say that there is a real threat of potentially a 2-0 if it does go down in that sort of fashion. But the rounds that have nearly been won, that haven't been taken, it's affecting the confidence. And for Imperial, that's you getting away with a 6th round that shouldn't be winnable.
A 4 to the good still. No real quarter for the Furia Academy side. Buying a little bit awkwardly into this one. The AK of No Way gets that opening. Guys are first to fall. KYE seeing Phelps, and his teammate will turn back to adjust with the Mag 7, but Serrells needs to pick his moments here because there are other players inbound. Timing can be everything. Descenti catches the 2nd kill.
And now for Imperial, this is where you can just brute force brackets, even out to the apartments. That's another great pick deep.
2 left standing. AWP on one, 5-7 on another. Eventually, Descenti is going to take that AWP out of play. There's nothing left in play for this round of the Furia side. Imperial start to reinstate themselves. They are back on track.
And I start thinking about what potentially the scoreline could look at the turn of the half, and just how much backing Furia have to at least keep this second map somewhat competitive. 5-7 gets overwhelmed, and Henny's had a very good game. He's been able to double back what was an underwhelming performance out on Mirage. 8 kills, 15 deaths. You come out to the first 9 rounds of Inferno. He's been involved in clutches. He's been involved in some very close AWP picks. And, of course, just not many deaths.
You wanted to see more backing from the players of the Imperial side to provide that support to No Way in the last map. And Henny certainly is stepping up his numbers here. But I'm just going to sort of see where it goes from the second half onwards, right? Because again, if Henny starts going quiet, then where will we stand? Imperial facing up against a semi-solid buy on the Furia Academy camp. We can see the AWP, we can see the M4s and SMG for Geyser though. Had to flash his teammate in for contact. So many players to see. Only guts one of them in terms of vision, but no casualty.
A re-smoke at the half full. MP9 hoping for some aggression. A lot of spam, a lot of utility usage with the HE, the molly, the flash. This is making it very uncomfortable for the B players.
Brunino sees that boost of Henny, does force it back. Can't quite catch the headshot on Vinny though. Blind sprays are trying to return some of the HP they did towards Giza. A 67 on his own part as Phelps starts walking alongside a teammate over towards brackets. 2 more will go ahead and join them.
I haven't seen many late round A-lanes. It's mainly been tape brackets, put pressure on long, but always NB. Mello with the AWP would love to get one and instantly go back to Arch.
Just escapes the ire of the T side, but takes a lot of damage in return, so advantage could easily be traded back against the AWP. They're focusing on the side hit though. Phelps, what a swing. KYE to fall, and now it's left onto Serazin. Does find Phelps. Look for Descenti. Damage has been done, but it's only damage, no kill against him. 3 on 3. No Way's walked out of a crossover at spawn, meanwhile. The engagement's still to fine against Mello. That should open up the A-bomb site for good.
A very good lurk from No Way to just drive more distraction. Doesn't really know what's going on towards CT. And this should be another save call. And unfortunately there for Imperial, there was actually a miss-smoke out to Arch, which probably made it more awkward for dealing with the AWP. Mello gets a very good kill and falls away. Unfortunately, just can't follow up. Can't find any more in the scenario. So Imperial get up 8-2. And Jay, you kind of made the notion, right, that if Henny has a bit of a poor performance, are we going to see a struggle in the second half? I'll say it right now. This series is, like, done. It might happen once. I always feel like if you're a favorite, similar to an Imperial, you might allow an underdog team to come in off a massive comeback once.
Well, the lead extends for this half. Furia down by 6. Despite a very good effort to open things up with that AWP's part of things. Played so effectively here by the A attackers, and even No Way being allowed a lot of space. It's a defensive hole there on the B-bomb site. Guns will come back from Furia Academy. See the AWP, see the M4s, see the AK over on Brunino. Mello's AWP to challenge. Henny's won. The Molotov drives him back.
AWP Jewel not presenting what is presenting, and is an aggressive maneuver up towards the top of Banana. Very fast for Imperial.
It needs to do more to No Way than it does to the Furious side, and several HEs put out there at the aggressive main entrance. That's not going to see anything, though. Henny, his shot rings out, understanding, of course, that they have pressed to take Banana. A third man's going to get committed towards the B-bomb side, but the bomb's yet to commit at all from Imperial.
Now, Henny's just waiting for a walk-up to the first Oranges to play around the smoke. Imperial have been very happy to slow these rounds down, to wait out some util. Mello with the big green could be up for task out in CT.
Oh, shot missing from Henny. Incendiary stone towards his backup men, but nobody's there in terms of that corner. They're focused so heavily on the big green, forced to use that smoke. Right time to call it in for him. He was considering using it for the first one, but no. No Way instead catches Geyser with that aggressive face. Henny is tagged low. And No Way, similar so.
They even had a flash. Mello's got a flash in CT. Why is that not being used for an aggressive top banana play? KYE drops out from long, and fundamentally for Furia, they're making a lot of simple mistakes, and that's costing them a massive amount of rounds in this first half.
Mello switching to the AWP, gets caught by Vinny. Decentes taps towards Brunino. And this is a very solid situation for the T's to be at 1-on-5 for Serral's in. Got to save the weapon because nothing's left in it, and maybe those mistakes are making the ultimate bit of difference in the CT half of things. For Furia, it will go down at 2-9 as we approach the last round of the first half.
And this might very much well be the entire rest circuit. The teams are just picking Inferno against them. Now, obviously, this is the first time that Imperial have picked into Inferno, but it's also because it's a pretty consistent map for them and a very weak map for Furia Academy. The Academy squad always get rid of their Anubis, which means Inferno got exploited. Like you mentioned, I think at the start of this this pregame segment, that Bestia played them 4 times. Every single time that Argentinian squad had Furia Academy, they just punish-picked Inferno.
And the end result was wins every single time, some of which were very one-sided. This seems to be the case for the Imperial camp. They're on good track to make amends for that Mirage loss. (9-2). Looking to go 10-2, although admittedly it was a 9-3 return that Furia were able to find. Phelps has found Mello first and foremost. KYE does respond back. Brunino, damage done to No Way, aware of his general positioning. Hearing those footsteps and blind spray catches him. Vinny also has been heard, and he'll get a little bit of vision by these smokes clearing up to his bullets. He's run out of ammo. Oh, the knife comes out. He just gets the vet, and it's a 4v2, making it 3 as Decenti catches KYE elsewhere, and Henny reduces the man advantage to Nout.
Player out towards bedroom. Decenti with the back turn. This could be an easy kill for the M4, but Henny is still on for the clutch. And with what I've seen in this round already, this might still be on for Henny.
1-on-2 for the AWP, 16 kills in this map. Time on the clock. Did you see the player in the backside? I don't think he did. Drops down. AWP scope now certainly has seen him. Hoping for a wallbang, perhaps? No, deeper smoke instead out towards Moto, evading the flashbangs coming in from the contact. Tech9 is pulled and backup is slowly rotating the position. The AK dropping on the site, however, could be the one key concern. Second player has not been found. Geyser is going to wait this out, knowing he's at a major disadvantage here. Making his way back out towards long. Going to force Fenny into the fight, and he did. He wins it out for the similar scoreline. 9-3 at the turn of the half. Favor Imperial.
Well, I'll say that the Latam games have been very entertaining, Jay. We're seeing some wild rounds. This one here, aggressive play in from Banana. There's running out of bullets, and rather than going out to the secondary, the knife is just being pulled. For Imperial, they got very close to a sort of 10-2-ish scoreline. And look, looking back on Mirage, they finished with the 9-3. They lost pistol, won the anti-force buy. They're up 10-4. If they won that anti-force buy round again, we're looking at a 12-4 scoreline and a very different, I suppose, situation that you're not a map down out of Mirage. Now you're up 9-3. They should close. And I think they should close with relative ease.
We said that for Mirage, though, Dwayne. I'm going to hold my breath for a moment, see where the pistols go. Imperial on the defensive. Julies do mow through two. Nicely done from Phelps and Descenti. They're all caught up here at brackets, and eventually they do mow through with confidence. So that's a pistol win.
Indeed it is, and that's just being drawn into the trap. You try and put some distraction of players out there at short. The flash comes in as well. And at that kind of range, the Julies is just going to have a field day. Furia Academy have to look at this as a very basic lock round to at least give themselves an opening rifle at the 3-11 deficit.
Basics go into the guns in the next for Furia's side. Very low HP on the initial HEs down. Imperial focusing on their confidence again, trying to establish the comfortability we expected out of them for the entire series. Doing well to keep Furia at bay for now.
Henny aggressively out here with the short and long contact down into brackets and out to mid. And it's a bit of a cleanup. Yeah, anti-eco pistols aren't really doing much about it whatsoever. So, opening gun round will not feature the big green for Mello. He'll have to go down to an AK or even a Glil if he wants to get some more utility forward. Imperial would love to close this out and just wipe their hands. Just go, right, had a map number one that we can laugh about, I suppose, in a couple of days' time. But out here on Inferno, no laughing matter. Let's close this in. Let's send it to Nuke, which what I actually thought was going to be the map pick for them.
Guns on the Furious side to try and deny that for now. 8 to make up, of course. Brunino does take a lefty amount of damage for the Molotovs put out there at Banana Presence. Geyser is the man to find Binny eventually beyond the smoke and the flashbang. The headshot comes through. Further Molotovs to extend further forward. Imperial are down by one. No way. He's being read upon, but Geyser doesn't hit the headshot. Loses his life for the SMG. Stands to attention. Gets another kill with the Deagle. The M4 of Phelps closes out the final of the initial contact, and it's a 2 versus 4 from here.
Just imagine if that pre-fire was an edge off. That would have just been a 5v3, a double kill to open up Banana, and that would have been such a different round. Those bullets come so close to the top of the sandbag.
Every play makes a difference. In this case, the difference is in the round itself. Imperial will get to 12-3. This will be match point for our series favourites. Descenti there to officiate it against Serralzin. Keep those 3 AKs in for the next round as well, so plenty of firepower available in the weapons of Imperial. And Furia Academy will have a very broken bye to bring to overtime.
And this is very similar to what happened in that game against Bestia only the other day in the BetBoon closed qualifier. They lose map number 1. They go, okay, that wasn't good enough. That was a bit embarrassing on our behalf. Obviously, it was a much more one-sided scoreline as a loss. They come into their map pick of Mirage, 13-3. Final map decided 13-3. They realize we need to step it up. We need to close these games out. And this is more like it. This is what we should expect from Imperial.
They're going to continue with that confidence right up until the very end. Descenti, a couple of frags back towards mid. Henny moving in with the AWP, does get caught by Serralzin. So the MAC-10 trying to keep this competitive. It's a 3-on-3, they need to get an advantage.
Now Phelps just trying to peer around this util out from short. Doesn't quite get entirely the kill onto the Glil, so it probably has to be a retake scenario.
A handful of rifles being dropped out there as well. Mac 10 still on Serral's in upgrade to an AK. Mello's grabbed the AWP. Vinny slowly closes in the pincers to take a fight and lose it. So it looks like with that being done, a 1-3 for No Way has to save onto the AK-47. And Furia Academy will stay alive.
They'll stay alive for a few more rounds. How many rounds do you reckon they're going to get?
I'll give them 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah. Or could buy for the next round from Imperial, then the Eco, then the True Rifles, and that's it.
Well, Phelps, no, to be fair, it actually will be all right, because Phelps can buy, Decenti can buy himself and drop 1, and No Way can drop 1. So they'll get a full gun round up. They can even invest in an AWP if they want to put it in that direction.
See, the real troll thing for me to say, Dwayne, is for them to go 9 in a row and get to overtime.
That's very troll. I do agree.
Which, look,
no,
they've done it once.
No. This is probably getting ended here. This is probably getting ended at round 17.
M4's on 3, AWP on Henny, AK for No Way. That is the setup for the Imperial side. Furia. Similar story on their own part of things, with an M4 in the mix for Geyser. They are alive for now. How long does now last?
Even the workability towards bottom banana. They're trying to drive the CTs very defensive, which is the case anyway. Henny just on the outside of the first oranges. Phelps with the anti-flash out in porch. Imperial have got 2 on that sort of porch, the vertical crossfire.
The Senti, the man to take point on this. Nade sent against them will do quite a hefty amount of damage to Geyser. Flashbang does turn in for the Senti's part 2 kills, 3 kills to his name. And Vinny's there to close out the Apartments player. So indeed, it will not go any further than this round. 13-4, Imperial reinstate their confidence, get the map that they expected. Much more so out of Mirage on their pick of Inferno. We will go towards Nuke. We will play out a full 3-map affair, which I genuinely didn't see coming into this series.
No, I didn't at all. And for Imperial, all that has to be said is they closed, right? That was obviously something they weren't able to do out of Mirage. But anytime you have a 10-4 and a 12-3 looking scoreline on map 1 and in map 2, I'm expecting map 3 to be really one-sided. I'm looking at how Mirage went and thought it was just a missed opportunity to close in a one-sided fashion. Now they've come back and delivered like that. This is obviously a much better performance for Imperial.
100%, right? Like they've gotten those little weird things going on in their first map out of their system. Now they are locked on it and ready to hold their confidence. It definitely feels like right now Nuke should be their way to dominate. I mean, we talked about the back end of the Veto looking so good for them, and we didn't even have to consider the idea of Nuke being a possibility because of how proficient they looked on Mirage. And then obviously we are still going to play it out here again. The on-paper result should be Imperial taking the rest of this best of 3, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. For Furia Academy, unfortunately, they just couldn't take the rounds that was necessary. Again, I look at those first sort of 7 or 8 rounds of the game, and it was actually quite close. They had some really good what-if rounds, and when they're just not being taken, you're going to struggle to put up a competitive scoreline at the tail ends.
Well, we did see some mistakes coming out from the Furia side that may come back to bite them on the final map of the best of 3. Nuke is coming up next after this short break, so don't go anywhere. We'll see how far our favorites all get tested when we return.
Changing quickly.
The world is changing, but one thing remains the same: victories with 1xbet.
Very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move. One push. One touch. One love. One click. One X-bet.
Unexpectedly, in 3 maps, we do face the distance between Imperial and Furia Academy. The Furia Academy side with the comeback of comebacks on map number 1, but Imperial looking good for map 2 and definitely closing out in the end, which is the thing we wanted to see the most out of them today. So now going into map 3, again on paper, it should favour the Imperial side. 80 maps played in the last 3 months, a lot of wins, not many maps played on HLTV for the Furia Academy side. It does feel like it should be an easy affair for them on the favourites.
It should be. Again, I look at the performance of comparison. It's a very good showing on the second map for Imperial. And moving out onto Nuke, they're familiar with this internationally. They're familiar with it locally. When they don't get Mirage in a best of 3, as a map pick, I should add, they normally go into Nuke. So the idea that you've got that as a map pick and a third map decider, you're going to be very comfortable in this series.
Yeah, just that fallback of the third map in the series, and as we mentioned before, right, the idea you've got 2 strong maps that you're very proficient on, 2 maps that are not very all that good for the Furia Academy side. In terms of the veto on the basis of history, you've got a very smart call in from that veto phase. Yeah. So it was a case that we were expecting. It was more just down to the talent of the Imperial side that was going to get this series comfortably under wraps, but obviously that didn't happen in that 2-0 fashion. But we might still get a 2-1 comfortable here from them. I'll tell you that much, Dwayne. Like Inferno looked very proficient from them. Didn't see much in resistance over in Furia Academy. Didn't see them set up that true and lifelike comeback. So it's a case of now trying to establish more confidence here on this Nuke side. I doubt it's going to happen. Well, let's find out how exactly it was going to go down.
I'll be keen to see if the youngsters can at least hold their weight, right? To at least see if they can keep it competitive. Because, again, I've seen some strong moments for them. The first few rounds of Inferno, tactically, they had some decent crossfires. They had some good chances. They just weren't able to pull through. And that's where, individually, they're going to have to be on point. And tactically, they might get outclassed on this map. So that's where you have to lean more individually to make impact happen, to have multi-frag impact.
Well, knife round for choice of side. CT desirable. Furia, I don't know if there's actually going to be like a massive boost to give them any sort of major advantages in terms of the opening half of the game here. So it's a case of formalities more than anything else. Again, Imperial should be able to come away with a relatively comfortable affair on this map up. As you mentioned before, it really is a case of just Furia Academy showing that they've still got something behind them, making it look competitive, making it look like their kind of game, which is what they were able to do in the comeback of Mirage.
Well, unfortunately, you kind of said that there might not be much impact in the difference of knife round. I want to say that knife round has lost Furia Academy this best of 3. Because just consider how the first halves have gone down on map 1 and on map 2. Starting on the T side of Nuke, a map you're not comfortable on, this could be 2-10 at the deficit, 3-9 at the deficit, that-ish kind of scoreline.
Oh, if they get to that T side half, they're going to have to deal with that and then some. Pistols set in for the final map of the best of 3. Julie's on Phelps and Vinny. Zeus in for Henny. The Glocks take face on Furia.
I see the Zeus out towards ramp, typically for Rops out on the face side. Henny's going to try and use it in close quarters out there in Hut. Spot out from heaven, no way, deals with the first lurk outside.
Mellowed out, nice start. Brunina makes his jump face in against the Julies of Vinny. Descenti in no way can continue to hold those kills outside, inside, at Hell, at ramp. Everybody falling from the Furia Academy side. Another confident pistol from Imperial again.
And in hindsight, the worst thing that probably could have happened to Furia Academy in this series was actually tasting success, actually being able to take a map. Because I kind of look at what I expected to happen and now what the outcome is. We could see 3 very one-sided map victories and obviously 2 very one-sided map closes to come through from Imperial. Simple pistol, not much in it. Vinny even keeping a strong cash amount behind him that he doesn't upgrade too heavily against the Glocks in the second rounds.
Bottom plant bonus at best for Furia Academy here in round 2. Phelps is looking for money, and he's actually been taken out by the Glocks, so that's a little something of expense. Probably should get back to that in the end, as Vinny takes his jewelies in. They do allow that bomb to get downstairs, though. A chance for a plant for Serral's in. Denied by No Way. And KYE with nothing left in the round.
They're very quick to the drop out there in the vent dive. And KYE, just very unfortunate that they didn't get that extra cash injection. And probably would have allowed more in terms of just the extra bits of utility. So not to be. Imperial, though, I do wonder how much impact we're going to see from Henny, because you'd imagine quite a lot. I mean, CT side, Heaven rotation is probably where we'll see him. He had a really strong performance out there on Inferno.
Big Green goes out to ramp in this context. Phelps takes the outside control over at Secret with his SMG. Might see very little outside presence as a result of that soon enough as Vinny gets mowed down especially. Might have to draw that player descending into the central bomb site defense because, I mean, they are making action out here from Furia. It might have to be a case of outside emphasis.
Yeah, Phelps is a very good outside player, good in high impact roles. Him and Descenti are trying to work on the diag smokes. HE out there to the red box, not doing anything.
Phelps is wary of potentially a vent dive as well. Check those corridors just in case, but the T's are starting to give chase down from Secret's position. The M4 unable to find much beyond that smoke. Descenti doesn't know yet, but he's let them all cross. No Way still in with Phelps as the backup plan.
Yeah, this bait and switch could be very impactful. No Way to take first contact.
Geyser has revealed the bomb to himself. SMG swings up with so much damage done on Phelps. Even the dink down against the likes of KYE, 15 HP. He shouldn't last much longer here at all. Flashbang sails right past the next contact. He flanks him, in fact.
That's an easy setup to come through from Imperial. KYE is even going to fall down. AWP does still keep its hands down to the lower bomb site. Mello gets one at Garage, and Phelps actually drops two.
Henny starts the minion over the bomb, though. Has to pick and choose his moment correctly. And maybe Mello might catch him off guard. USP needs to land the shot pretty nicely, doing his damage. And the smoke gets in the way, trying to hold off against them. AK rightfully picked up because they are so low. It's a spray through and a transfer against Brunino that comes together just about with the last bullets of the mag. Imperial keep control.
And that's another one of those rounds where it kind of goes back and forth in the idea that when they get down to the lower corridors, it just feels done. I mean, that crossfire out from single door and the double door stairs just rips. And then all of a sudden, there's a couple of kills on the top side. They deal with the player outside in Garage. They also get another one to force it into a 2v2. And for a moment, there's workability. Not to be, though. Imperial looking for a strong start again.
Can upgrade most of those SMGs into the M4s as well. More of a bonus rifle round there from Imperial, and being away with the victory now sets the Deagles up from the Furious side. Upgrade pistols on a half-buy at best, and one of them is taking a fight towards outside on KYE. Did see a couple of opportunities for headshots. A bit of a gap there in those two smokes towards the diagonals. No Way has been tagged pretty low here. 18 points of health, one exploitable kill. Phelps has allowed one player to make his way in from Garage.
So this has got to be calmed over that there is potential on an outside walk, just on the timing. So at some point, it's going to have to be detected. He might be able to catch off the AWPer at least.
Continues swinging, Henny and Descenti seen. Deagle shot on the first, struggles with the second, got to pick that AWPer back up. Descenti is cornered, gets at least one kill on the way out of the round, but Furia Academy have got a man advantage here.
And one player down to the lower bomb site already. The Tech-9's walked out on A. The issue is the HP difference.
North helps deny the bomb plant though, looking for Serral's in next up. He may have turned the tide of the round once again. Brunino, low HP, as is No Way. That's one decent kill, at least for the man seeing Vinny spamming his way forward. The SMG turns it back. Mello's AWP versus two. Knows where Vinny is. Vinny knows where he is. The quick scope doesn't land. And Imperial tested at times, but still coming out on top.
And that is another one of those rounds, Jay, where I think quite similar to the first few of Inferno, they need to be getting closed down with just the real capitalization of that walk outside. First off, KYE needs two here. He cannot afford to only get one kill. Descenti's done very well to at least get one, and then Phelps at the lower bomb site just stays alive for so much time. Vinny then baits the AWPer. Imperial struggling on the anti-eco, but get the round over and done with anyway.
Still decent damage for Furia Academy's credit, and if they can capitalize upon it with this rifle round, then it could start to again swing momentum and start to really establish a T side. Unfortunately, they've lost the opening kill. Phelps onto Sarazin. No further action from the Furia camp.
KYE looking to the back of credit, and there's a player that's just come out through main at the other side of the smokes. Phelps has still not seen the gun barrel, but gets very close towards a kill, now spotting it, and the trade actually goes back in favor of the T side.
KYE getting right back out to secret and all. CT's firing away to hopefully catch him off, but it's just damage being done to him. Mello took a small tag earlier, and Henny's orb just holds the nerve, expecting someone to go for the aggression. KYE did not suspect anybody to be at garage.
Furia don't have a huge amount of map control to work with. They've got themselves a lurk smoke just outside of the door. They'll have to try and either vent drop or explode to upper.
Flashes are sent outside of Squeaky. There are smokes in the way. They're about to clear. They just did. Guys, not going to take first contact. It's Brunino that gets caught at that gap. Henny with the AWP frag straight onto the man.
He's actually got the wallbang into the squeak door.
Vinny will drop back. No way with a responsive onto Geyser. Mello, all that's left. 1-on-3 situation. Bomb dropped in the open, and Imperial not going to break this crossfire. Mello's just going to save.
I am actually quite surprised that Nuke did not get banned in the second wave of the veto. Overpass was an option, which, to be fair, is a strong map for Imperial, but for Furia Academy, that's where, to me, they've misplayed this veto. That they've allowed Nuke to come in as a third map decider. I said it at the knife round. You lose knife round, you just lose the game, because starting up on T-side Nuke against a strong team locally on this map is never going to be easy. They haven't had too many winnable rounds, and it's showing. They haven't had a single bomb plant in the first 5 rounds of the game.
Furia, their first tactical of the game called out. You can see how Phelps got that opening starting kill. Easy pickings from Imperial in that one. Should be seeing a potential, most likely a force buy around the AWP here. He's on $100 coming into this round. A hero AK buy for KYE. Everyone else looking for the upgrade pistols at the half invest. Imperial though, 5-0 on the start, as has been standard throughout the course of this best of 3. Looking very tight.
With the hero rifle coming through with the AK, they need to get maximum damage in round number 6. They're really threatening an opening kill, and that's exactly what's been rewarded out there from the squeak door towards main.
Mello on to No Way. Shot on the start. Any expecting players to be out there at the red box. Nades to open up. KYE reads it though, and Incendiary to force him back forward instead into the hands of the player over at Secret. Nicely done. Well coordinated opening kill.
That's just a freebie outside, isn't it? Resmoke comes down towards the door. Looks to be a little bit deep, so they might try and walk on the edge of it. Vinny out on the top side. He's got a teammate up there at Mustang to defend upper.
As Phelps walks downstairs, starts to take control of ramp. He's going to start to hear footsteps in utility center's direction. How does he hold this? Rather deep at ramp, at that corner of the right-hand entry. But the T's are going towards hell, and the Senti might start to hear these footsteps. How do they act off the back of this? Phelps is not moving.
Phelps just needs to deny as much time applicable if it goes down to the lower bomb site, which it's actually a cancel. Back into the top site. There is not a huge amount for me to even warrant a bomb going down. Henny's in such a strong position, and so is Vinny.
Smokes to suppress even more time as well. Flash is going to have to make their way out of the curve here. AK spray for Vinny, makes it 2. Does get caught on the reload. His teammate could come in. No, he just makes it onto Geyser anyway. Wonderfully played from him. And the Yorps has got to save again.
So it was what? 8-0 in map 1. It was 5-0 in map 2, and now it's 6-0 in map 3. They really can't catch a break, can they? If they're just one pistol round or an opening rifle round, just something to at least keep these first halves competitive.
Might have to rely on that Mirage magic.
What, the magic of Imperial choking?
Yes, precisely.
Yeah, so that's very unlikely, isn't it? Like I said, I said it earlier on, it can happen once. Like, we see it very frequently, right? That a favorite team maybe gets caught in a mindset where they let it slip against an underdog. But to let it slip twice or even 3 times in a best of 3, however often it happens, it's so rare. It normally happens once, and then that's when the favorites just really strengthen.
Oh, Mello catches the opening onto Henny. At least something a bit more positive going the way of Furia. And KYE checks onto Phelps, expecting someone to have regressed outside. He's correct on that respect. Vinny just making sure no one's gone down the vents, and nobody has. Re-smoke on towards Squeak Door as Descenti. Gonna have no choice but to allow them to descend down secret. B site is pretty open right now.
Yeah, so Vinny was just faking that he's going down towards lower to get into the vent and to meet them out from secret. Ends up staying towards upper. Descenti has got a slight shadow advantage into garage, and timing gets very silent outside.
Sorrel's in. Prospect Descenti checks the corner, sees the shoulder, sees his contact, cannot get the kill. 5 on 2 now for the Academy side. Imperial have Vinny and No Way both grouped up together, and Furia might eat them head on.
If they come towards the A-bomb side, they should start to read it quickly and cancel, and then start hitting down at B. Brahino is waiting for aggression to come out from Hut, and if he's patient, it will probably come.
25 seconds, utility getting thrown down, Molotovs against their positions. No Way does catch Geyser. The AK would have been heard up there at Heaven. Vinny comes in with a flank, now down to 3 players. It's 2 left standing. They've held the line. They've held the line. This was a 2v5, and Mello cannot hope to get the bomb down from here. There's no time to rotate to B. I cannot believe that Imperial just pulled that off.
I have no words to describe that round. They needed to cancel. They needed to stop. They needed to just not commit towards upper once they realized where the first 2 players were. And they just didn't stop. They just kept going. Imperial should have had no chance of winning that round, at least for No Way. He can't get traded from Heaven because he's reverse default. It's a massive off angle to play.
What have I just witnessed?
A lot of individual fights as well. That's another thing. One player peeks in through main, one player then peeks in from Heaven, one peeks main, and then another one peeks main. None of those duels are actually taken together.
Oh dear. Furia Academy now truly suffering to Imperial when this CT side just keeps on growing and growing on its lead.
It's insane.
And just to let things simmer, the Imperial side are going to take another tactical.
I mean, how many maps can we honestly say on a CT side have been won out by time 3 rounds in a row? That is just... Obviously, there's been some save calls and everything, but just the way the rounds have actually transpired have just been very strange.
$7-0. Once again, Mello with the orb in his hands by virtue of maintaining his life. And this time with a much more, well, I guess actually it's a similar buy to that previous Hero AK and upgrade pistol round, a half invest on the other players in that environment. It did get damage, but they need rounds more than damage at this point here. Doeg Furia being throttled by the Imperial side. The AWP gets flashed off. Guys has at least caught that first kill, but No Way and Henny take 2 back.
A very aggressive approaches in there from Ramp and from Hart. Brahino tries to see if he could work a timing out from the door. They just need to stabilize. And for Furia Academy, losing so much so early on into the round makes it so much more uncomfortable. They're going in dry from door.
Smokes held, Brunino caught, burst spray through, flash turned away from Phelps. Holds his nerve, now Serrel's in, takes some damage of his own right. The AWP Mello is trying to get involved in some capacity, but he might not get given a chance. No way does end up dropping, but look at Henny to the back lines. A USP is pulled. He's going for knives. He's going for knives. And the last player in the corner settles in 1v3 clutch.
He gets the first, on towards the second with the transfer. Phelps is at least giving him a chance at this one, but not to be. 8-0. And again, it's the nature of the veto. I definitely thought that Overpass would have got floated to the tail end, and if it did come in, I would say to an extent, it could be competitive. We could at least see some decent gun rounds from the Furia Academy side, but starting T side on one of the more comfortable maps in the pool for your opposition, I'm not surprised. I'm actually quite expected of this outcome.
Furia bring home some guns once again. Trying to find success. Look at this from Phelps. Look at this from Phelps. Does get dealt with. At least his aggression is punished, but it's 4-on-4.
Descenti from outside back into main, working the edge of this main entrance. Gonna start hearing the footsteps cross towards the outside, and they cross just as the smoke starts to clear, so that's an easy couple of kills for Descenti.
Like his name, decent sequence. 4-on-2. And Benino and Mello probably shouldn't do much from here on out. The bomb's been dropped in the open for the CT side. Number 9 for the Imperial camp. And this is a lot more like what we expected out of basically all 3 maps. And I guess we have sort of seen those streaks coming through for them. Mello, 2 kills, isolating each individual fight, but the AWP's got the position now, so Henny's going to play Overwatch, still lose a ton of HP. No ways, drops 1-on-1. Is Mello about to return the favor?
This is a very winnable 1v1. Now, Henny is instantly repositioning, and he's got options. He can get down to lower, he can get out here to hell, and Mello is waiting for the repeak.
Expecting he's still going to be there in lobby. Henny. USP is pulled out for these fights. 7 points of health. He's got to use the AWP. Mello is going to have the plant down at least 7 seconds, just clearing out. Hart's going to have to prioritize it, and he's made his moves up. Big green pulled. Mello going to hide himself back at lobby. Henny got an incendiary in his hand, or pulled out, turned away from. He doesn't even need the big green. I thought for a second as well. It's okay. It's okay. He got it. He got it.
Oh,
9 in a row.
I saw it happening. I could see it happening. Oh. Now, they would have liked a little bit of misfortune, but not to be. Great effort there outside. Yes, there's a couple of overextensions. There's some individual fights being gained. But it's so close once again from getting your first on T side.
Getting your first in general. Sorry,
that was close.
I just feel like that Henny had a hesitation, right? As soon as he hit the top of the side, he was just like, oh, I nearly screwed that up. Didn't happen, though. Furia. Heavy pressured on a significant back foot, like they have been for the entire match so far. Imperial looking to try and compound that hurt and try and make it a light end to the first half and a very light end in the second half as well, in terms of just being a single round if possible. Wraparounds from Phelps will look for first contact in at Secret. Got the AWP watching, KYE, head revealed, man down. Mello at least finds the trade.
Get that 1-for-1 and start working down towards Secret. They're making noise, so that's going to be calmed over from the garage player. No drop in the vent. Instead, it's going to be Henny with the AWP coming through from hell, and now down to ramp towards B.
Mello's AWP strikes back towards upstairs, though. Flashbang turned away from Henny is still in at the stairs, and I think the T's have detected him, or at least they don't like the idea of a B site hit. Back up from Secret, rejoin with Mello. Try and hit upper.
But this is where the CTs have now cleared out the majority of lobby. They'll leave no way out here to watch the outside wrap, and they're going to double play down to lower. So a misread for Imperial.
30 seconds to get the bomb down. Any adjustments at this moment would be well appreciated by the Imperial side. M4 is going to start hearing those footsteps with the smoke down as well. Plant should get secured, but the retake is well and truly on the table.
No way, trying to look to engage almost straight away out here from Hut. Would love to be able to get a first kill quickly.
Flash at the ready, but he's waiting for his teammates to form up, so they'll take their time.
Yeah, this is all a matter of timing. This flash is going to have to be key because 2 players are coming through from heaven, and an AWP on a retake's never easy.
AK Vinny takes point. Mello, his AWP posted out towards Mini. Flashbang sent. Vinny gets engaged upon No Way, and Henny go back and forth. Henny to 1 versus 1. Oh, he's caught it again. What a wonderful sequence to put 10 up for Imperial.
Well, the streak is still here, and Imperial are going for it all. Furia Academy once again in a position where they could have probably closed it there. They slow it down. They freeze in the post plant. No one's making noise. No one's overextending. The trades are pretty good, but Henny wins out. Another clutch situation.
The big green fragger of the Imperial side. And no one can seem to stop him for Furia Academy. (10-0). Furia just in this vicious cycle of constantly finding opportunities and losing out on them, or just getting slaughtered by the Imperial side. At least Brunino has caught Descenti again, going a bit overly aggressive. That's full send up to ramp control now. Will they go downstairs to the B site with it? Phelps certainly thinks they might do.
And Phelps is clearing out all of lobby, and it's good info. This timing towards outside. Oh, the no-scope comes in very close.
Doesn't quite land it, though. Vinny's now adjusted towards Secret as the opposition starts to make their way down to the bomb plant attacking angles. Got stairs. Site will be secured, and man advantage on the post plant this time.
And Vinny would love to strike quickly with a kill out here from the double doors. Heads are tucked down. No Way gets 1, but the trade is there at double.
And Vinny not expecting Geyser to be as close as he was. No Way now moves up the position, but starts to recognize the possibilities of a save here. The AWP Phelps is posted over at Secret, holding his angle for an exit frag at best, for a saved weapon at worst. Might just get exactly what he's looking for here. Furia lose Geyser. 2 players remain alive for both sides. Actually, not even the case for Mello. He actually goes up with the bomb, as does Phelps. And for Furia, they finally get their first round. Rip the dream.
Rip the dream indeed. That was all I was here for. I just wanted to see the dream happen. I wanted to see the perfect 13-0. It doesn't quite come in. And to be fair to Furia Academy, they did deserve at least one. They've had some competitive rounds. They've had some real close ones that just haven't quite come into some of those clutches for Henny. So now you've at least been rewarded with one.
And actually breaking the economy state of Imperial at the turn of the half, or near the turn of the half, last round of the CT side, featuring 2 SMGs. Vinny will be able to utilize his to great effect. No Way turns the AK onto KYE. Guys is forced to fight in the mini players, and it's 2 for 2 on the trade games. No Way tagging the 75. Oh, from Brunino, reads the angle right through the smoke. Advantage for Furia again.
It should be 2 in a row. Tap that bomb a couple of times to keep drawing some fights out in the open. Descenti to try and see if he can find that M4 that got dropped. Phelps finds one on the return.
Mello might give him a second fight, and more 1v1s taken by Furia to throw away a man advantage. Are they going to throw away the round with it? You're damn right they are. Phelps with an easy 3K, and any positivity from Furia has been snatched out of their hands. An 11-1 CT side.
And it has been just an Imperial making quite a statement across this entire best of 3 with the desperate opening starts of the lack of success for their opposition. 5-0 on map 1, 8-0 on map 2, and 10-0 on map 3. It just has not been a Furia Academy side that have held their way in any level of competitiveness outside of that second half of Mirage. That's the only thing that we've seen in this best of 3.
Yeah.
And that's a shame, because again, when you get taste of success, when you feel like, oh, we've been able to win a map against a top 20 team in the world, that you can do more. But you've also got to be realistic with yourself. This is a David versus Goliath kind of battle, and it's shown the outcome of that on map 2 and map 3.
And right now they're looking a lot more like Ula than they are David at the moment. 10 rounds to make up for the Furia side. Phelps. Glock pulled out to try and set up the pistol for the opening engagement here of the Imperial side. Fast outside of the yard. KYE is caught. Player at Heaven is getting engaged upon. Geyser cannot hit the kill shots. At least Mello takes one back and a second kill with his USP. Starting to become the main man here as Serral's also gets involved. Now to a 4 versus 2 situation. Imperial flanked upon. Mello swinging onto one more. Vinny with a responsive, but needs to win the full-blown clutch. A quadra from the USP as Mello steps up to be the top man of Furia. And their second round.
I really don't know how Mello got away with as much as he did. There were clearly some whiff shots that were coming towards him. He just stayed alive for so long, kept repositioning and kept getting damage off. So for Furia Academy, it's survival for the most part. Imperial, though, I mean, they might even force buy here. I know that obviously they're not very successful in that pistol round and they got nowhere near a plant. They might look at the scoreline and say, yeah, buy it up.
Upgrade pistols. Furia Academy should be able to hold their nerve here. Damage has been done to one player on the CT basis, but this should end up being a third round with 3 casualties untraded today. So a small amount of survival for the Furia side. That bomb has dived down the vent, so might see if he can secure a bomb plant. But the center, though, he's being chased very quickly by players in from the vents and also out towards the other side of ramp. Phelps 1v5, good efforts, but it was never to be.
Now Phelps is desperate and hoping that someone over-aggresses, that he can get a Zeus kill. And it might happen here in Heart. Oh, how did that not connect?
Pixel off. Pixel off.
You reckon? I reckon CS2. That's what I always blame.
Well, here's the thing. The beautiful thing about the Zeus is that you can see now where exactly the shot hits, right? You can see how it transferred with the whole, like,
yeah,
electrical...
that's also a CS2 thing. Yeah. No, I don't buy
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah, should have been on. That was mine.
No pleasing you, is there, Doug?
No, not really.
Wow. It was a basic pistol
come
set.
on!
Actually,
That is
it
on,
does
Brim!
look on,
I'm
actually.
telling you!
From that angle, it does look on, to be fair, actually. I will give you that. I will give you that. Imperial weren't too fussed about that. They're focusing on the gun buy, which is inbound for round 15. And KYE has already been tagged to 6 HP on outside. Phelps pushes all the way up and has the out of red box position. KYE still holding an aggressive angle. Is forced to fall back.
Now, this is just a walk contact outside from Phelps, and he has been able to clear out so much more. Now, he's waiting for the lower player to come up from secret and catch him off. And it could just be Geyser to do that. Now with the ramp players taking the space.
No way. And the Senti starts descending down ramp. I'm going to go whole hog with it as of yet, though. They have the bomb on the back of one man who can try and join them, but they are very concerned about where the CTs are playing from here. 45 seconds, and Furia have revealed very little.
This deep play outside in CT, I don't even know if we can get a kill. I mean, 6 points of health is so tough.
They just have to be like unexpecting of it here. M4 does indeed catch Henny unexpectedly. Kill from Mello comes forward instead, but Ascenti and Phelps deal with both players on outside. And now they go towards upper. Brunino going to get checked upon by Phelps. Good engagement, does a fair amount of damage. All 4 players are tagged here on the T side, enabling one good kill for Serral's in. The plot to be secured by Imperial.
And there's no util on the retake, and Phelps can just tuck on a contact.
Serral's going back to a 2 versus 2. Phelps, as you mentioned, 24 HP, waiting for Serral's to give up the ghost on his own position in the fight. No way, instead, backside holds his nerve. Geyser with it all to do, 100 HP. Not faced upon by the T side. They know to hold their nerve, hold that crossfire, wait for him to make the mistake, or peek in at the right moment and get a map and match points.
It's just ripped the economy flow, unfortunately, for the opposition. The CTs get pistol, anti-eco. They go to the first gun round and they just lose it instantly. So you're looking at an M4, some MP9s outside for KYE. If he just had more health, if he just had even half HP, it's probably a slightly different round. Not to happen. Imperial crunch down towards upper and look to close 13-3.
Furia have a broken by Imperial. Nade set, Molotov's down, but it's full send up. Ramp Seralzin's already been caught back. Geyser's going to get overwhelmed. Eventually did do well with that MP9. Descenti down on 3 HP specifically. Behenny finding Brunino. KIE with a 5-7 and a dream dealt with by Phelps. Mello caught out towards downstairs, and there it is, the confident affair that we were looking for from Imperial. If we disregard first map, it would be a comfortable 2-0 like we predicted, Dwayne. But in the official terms, 2-1 to the favor of the favorites. They have themselves an opening match victory.
And honestly, there for Imperial, we could very easily rip in about Mirage, but I'll hold off because they rectified it very nicely. They came into map 2, they had a strong scoreline, they closed it down without any threat. You come into Nuke, you have another good scoreline, you close it down without any threat. They did not even give Furia Academy a look in to initiate a comeback on Inferno or Nuke.
Yeah, certainly the back end of the series looks far better for them when it comes to that whole position. And the fact of the matter is that when it comes to the whole series as a whole, right, you are looking at several positions where you had a ridiculous scoreline advantage. You got such an opening streak that was so untenable for the comeback on the Fury Academy side. And in the end, it only happened once. It didn't happen for the second and third time. So Imperial can press on with that in respect. I do have to admit, though, that they can't afford to let that kind of comeback happen again from going from here on out.
Yeah, it's true. And they've been tested on occasion in local competition. I mean, the opening game that they had in the first Res event, they actually dropped a map to Solid, which was, again, a team that's done okay in the points overall, but a matchup that they should be smashing them. So they rectified that quite nicely. They went 2-0, 2-0, and then obviously went all the way to the grand final. So sometimes all it takes, just that one game to maybe even it out, to realize that these teams can upset you. These teams can put a bit of a threat up you. So come in, show us the clean performance, and exactly demonstrate what we saw on Inferno and on Nuke.
And we'll certainly see the demonstration there, as you mentioned. It feels like really those two maps were what we expected the most out of from Imperial coming into maps number 1 and number 2. So even though the scoreline in the official series score will say 2-1, it really did end up coming to the favor of Imperial quite heavily in this one. So they do get the victory. Fury Academy can be happy, at least with the fact they brought that comeback on map 1.
Yeah.
It does give some encouraging affairs for them because, look, that's realistically the absolute best thing that they were hoping for in this series.
Yeah, definitely. They played really well in that second half of Mirage. We saw some good impact from KYE out towards the stairs. I remember him getting a lot of kills, especially when he had the AK in his hand. So we know that these guys can play. We know that they can obviously be successful. They've just got to prove it in an overall picture of a series. Now, I'm never expecting them to beat an Imperial, but looking at them at least getting to the decider game in every single rest tournament so far, I'm expecting them to do the same. I'm expecting them to at least get a win in the elimination game.
For the last 2 series. I could see that very much being the case for the third one as well. So we'll see how far Fury Academy will go when it comes to our elimination and decider games later on during the week. But for now, we head towards our final couple of opening games in Group C and Group D. You saw the schedule on screen a moment ago. We've got Pain and Galleries coming up next on stream here, Dwayne. And one of the cases, again, we're looking at Pain as being one of the key favourites in our tournament.
Yeah, honestly, for Pain, they've got quite a statement to make. They've obviously done very well at the Major, just like Imperial did. I would say that Pain did more at the Major to surprise people. The issue is, without a 5th player, how much can you really expect? So this whole tournament run from them, I'm going to be keeping my eyes on their consistency, how far they can go into the playoffs, because between MIBR, Imperial, and Pain, they're the 3-2 go-to games.
Well, Yumi and Tea Time will be taking you through our 3rd and 4th matches of the day, so don't go anywhere. After this short break, we will bring you that one and our 4th and final opening game of the group stage.
Hi, Mom.
Pretty girl.
This is Eva.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Your dad's just making his favourite dinner. It's duck. Come on inside. They're all probably too gruesome to tell you while you're eating at the table. How's your food? Is everything okay? Good, good. You seem to know each other.
Yeah. This is the new ambassador for 1xBet.
Oh, I see.
Everyone felt good when Eva Elfie became the new ambassador of 1xBet.